Yo, we're back. You know, I got a new phone, so now I'm about to start unloading the vault. Today, I want to talk about why I take personal development and mindset, fitness, and nutrition so seriously. Um, it all started like when I was like, there's no big story, but it's like, bro, I've never wanted to be fat, bro. When I was younger, when I started playing football when I was 6, I was fat. Like in California, they have this term called older but lighter, and these were the kids who were older but lighter. So like they got to play with younger kids. So you could be like an 8-year old, but you get to play with 6-year olds because you're older but lighter. I was never one of those kids. I was always younger but fatter. There was no term for that. I was always hella young and hella fat, so I had to play up. So every time I played football in Pop Warner, like I was always on a team with dudes like 2 to 3 years older than me because of how big I was. And I used to hate it. Even on those teams, I would still have to like cut weight to make weight. I was still too big. You know what I mean? I never just got to chill and like not have to run around the track in a full sweatsuit or like a garbage bag on the treadmill with the bag of fucking lettuce, spit cup on the way to weigh-ins. You know what I mean? I haven't ate a meal for like 3 or 4 weeks because if I'm overweight, I can't play. And it's like I was never as good as I was now growing up, but I was always like a good role player growing up. Like I was definitely someone that needed to play if I needed to play. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, I remember how it felt like to go to like pool parties and to go to the beach and like be fucking, insecure about my stomach, insecure about my gut. For some reason, I just knew that wasn't the way I was supposed to feel, right? And then like growing up, like I had an older brother who was hella good at football. Like my whole life they've been telling me, "Oh, your brother was the best player to ever play ever anywhere," So that was always like pushed in my psyche, right? But my brother blew his knee out like in JUCO, and that kind of was his, he was depressed, so depressed that like right after it happened, he was depressed, but things got better from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? But internally, now that he's passed away, it's obvious that he never was able to put that to rest, you know what I mean? I feel like that really ate him up his entire life. And yeah, eventually that was the reason for my brother's demise, the thoughts, the lifestyle that came with not letting go of something that he once held so dear to him, right? My brother passed away well over 300 pounds. He was obese, like he couldn't really walk downstairs to get his own food. I used to like had to go do everything for him. Like he could still move and stuff, but he was just super lazy because he had gotten so big, and he used to be really good at football. He was like 6'5" or 6'3", 240 pounds. He ran like a 4'6", you know what I mean? Like a freak athlete. And yeah, and then on top of that, my dad, at the end of his life, he had gotten clean. He had been clean for years and all this, living a great life. But at the end, he kind of just started taking his health and his mindset not as serious as he once was, and that caused him to, that was the cause of his demise. You know what I mean? He was believing all the wrong thoughts. He wasn't able to see himself as the person who had came through everything he came through and built this newfound life. You know what I mean? And I used to live with my dad before I went to Kansas to go to school. And I had a feeling when I left, like it was gonna be tough on him because he was gonna be lonely and he's older. But it was like I was sure that he was prepared, right? But at the end of the day, like I say all the time, if you believe the wrong thoughts and your intentions and your emotions and your feelings aren't all in line, you know what I mean? It can still lead to a very detrimental lifestyle, right? So that's just a little bit on why I take it so serious, because like this at around this time when they were like going through what they were going through, I was in school, I'm playing football, like I had just got out the program, I was like 260, and I was just so focused on me losing weight, but now that I'm in the position I'm in now, it's like, dang, I know I couldn't have done nothing to stop it You know, I've made peace with that. I put that to rest, but it's like, dang, like I do think like, how could I be this super healthy and fitness coach and like about, mindset, fitness, and nutrition? I wasn't even able to, like spread my wings to my family, right? So that's why I take it so serious, because like I watch these men who are great men still, no matter what, but when they died a shell of themselves. You know what I mean? They were too tethered to the human experience. They didn't understand that this was just a step in a much, much more complex cosmic process. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little bit on why I take mindset, fitness, and nutrition so seriously. And at the end of the day, I understand that everything could be shit around me. You know what I mean? The world can be literally on fire. But I know if I attack my mindset, fitness, and nutrition, I know internally I'll be at peace. Internally I'll be happy. And in return, that's gonna create a peaceful, happy reality. No matter what really is going on in the human experience, the more you take care of yourself internally, mindset, fitness, and nutrition, the better your external will be. It doesn't matter. That's why you see these people who are going through like the worst times, but they're so at peace, right? Because they did the things necessary on this earth to make sure no matter what goes on, they stay at peace, because that's ultimately the most important thing. I've been in positions where I've had everything I've wanted externally. You know what I mean? I've been at the highest and lowest of this human experience. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until that I got my internal correct that I could really truly be grateful or love anything in the external, right? So, and that's all I'm trying to do for my people, my family, my community. Cause I'd be damned if I like see any of my people go out the way that I've seen some of my people go out so far. And I know what worked for me, right? I was gonna say I know the answers, I know how to fix it, but I'm gonna say I know what worked for me, because I understand, circumstances are different, everyone's different, but life is not a window, you know what I mean? Life is a mirror, you know what I mean? You can never meet people where they're at or see people for who they truly are. I can only see you the way I see myself, So whatever I see in myself is in return going to be the way I, portray you in the human experience, right? So with that being said, we're all different. Yes, our circumstances are different, but I swear we are all the same. The way I experience pain, the way I experience hurt, heartbreak, anger, it all feels the same internally. The circumstances that get us there are all different, but when that shit hits the fan, it's the same thing like when your shit hits the fan. That's why it's important to never let no one, diminish your struggle or take away from your struggle, because your struggle is your struggle. You feel me? And my struggle is my struggle. And I understand what got me to feel hurt, pain, anger, sadness might be a little bit different than the next person. But at the end of the day, I do believe and I do understand that they still experience hurt, pain, sadness, you know what I mean? The same way I feel it, right? So that's ultimately the goal, because what works for me, hopefully the goal with all this is to give what works for me. And hopefully, like I said, we're all the same. We all go through different experience, but experience the same emotions, pain, feelings, and that, some people could take something from it. And you know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful part about the internet. You just got to get on here and tell your truth, and it's going to find your community. It's going to find your people. So that's all I wanted to talk about on this episode. I'm gonna be doing a bunch more episodes like this, trying to provide free value to the community, free value for my followers, anyone who supports what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I do online mindset, fitness, and nutrition coaching, but a lot of the game that I learned before I even jumped on a program was from the free value that these coaches presented to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just following the blueprint. Stick along for the ride. Again, thank you for all the positive support and all the constructive criticism. I don't say negative support because I see myself in too positive a light to see the support as negative. All criticism is good criticism, positive or constructive. You know what I mean? I've been a football player my whole life. I've never not been coachable. So again, pound that like button, hit subscribe. Drop a comment. Follow me on Instagram at staydownfit_Ray, and that's RAYE. And then you can follow the podcast Instagram at Bay Affiliated, also on YouTube at Bay Affiliated. But yeah, with that, we are out of there.